Okay, I call this committee, Education and Government Committee to order. First on the agenda is a resolution authorizing chairman to sign memorandum agreement, union contract, support personnel, FMCC. I sponsor it. Can I have a second?
I'm on it.
I'll second it. Let Butch second it. There you go. Discussion. Move it. Everybody in favor of moving it? All right, it's moved. Second item on the agenda is the resolution adopting a memorandum of agreement concerning minority language access board of elections. I sponsored that. Do I have a second for that? Brian Sweet. Doug has got some, he's going to explain to us, he's got some problems with this resolution. I don't, we may want to.
Yeah, I don't really, there's been some discussions. I don't really think we're at the point where we're ready to proceed forward with this. I would recommend tabling it.
Thank you.
Yeah,
All right.
I agree.
Thank you.
Brian?
Yeah.
Who else?
Pull it.
Is that the motion to table?
Table.
Okay. Okay, all in favor?
Well, wait a minute, I got Brian as
Oh.
the sponsor. Who's second?
Oh, you got a second to table?
I'll second.
John? Okay, on the motion to table, any members, all in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? Okay. We got the discussion in front. Anybody have anything they wanted to discuss? No? I got a motion to adjourn? All in favor? Adjourn.
That was good. That was good, Larry. Good meeting, Larry. We only got 45 minutes to catch up. Ready?
There you go.
Okay, we'll call the Public Safety Committee to order. First thing on the agenda is privilege of the committee chair. Members, anyone have anything to discuss? If not, we'll move on to resolutions. First resolution is a resolution authorizing chairman to sign agreement, Hyper-Reach Notification System, Sam Asher, Community Services, Inc. Sheriff, I sponsor, need a second. Larry, discussion? Wishes of the committee?
Move it.
It's moved. Second resolution. Resolution amending the agreement for the management and operation of the food service division at the Montgomery County Correctional Facility. Sheriff, I sponsor, need a second. Greg Rachkowski, discussion?
Move it.
Move it. Next resolution, resolution adopting 2015 Stop DWI Plan. I sponsor, need a second. Butch, discussion? Committee?
Move it.
It is moved. We don't have anything else on the other.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn, Butch, second.
Yeah.
Greg?
That's right.
All right, I'd like to call the Health and Human Services Committee to order, please. First item is the discussion item. Any discussion items? Hearing none, we'll go to the first resolution. Resolution amending the 2012 operating budget, indigent burials. I'll sponsor that. Do I have a second? Bart? Any discussion?
Move it.
Wish of the committee?
Move it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any further business?
Nope.
Motion to adjourn. Michael? Mike, Bill Street.
Aaron Street.
Here. Thank you.
I only had one. You got it buried.
I'd like to call the General Service Committee to order. Is there any discussion of privilege of the committee members, supervisors? We have a resolution authorizing 2012 Transportation Community Preservation Grant. Do we have a sponsor? Ron Quackenbush. Do we have a second? Jeff Stark. Any discussion? Yes.
Chair, yeah, I'd like to say something, being that this is, the survey's gonna have a big part to do in the town of Mohawk. I can just say, like, as a town supervisor, I really look forward to the survey. I mean, I look forward to where the road is gonna be built, the cost of the project, how it affects the property values, and the traffic pattern. But when I sit here in these chambers, I've got to look at it as a county legislator. I look at the benefits between the cost and the benefits of the survey, and I really can't sponsor this resolution because of the cost. It's going to cost $50,000 of our county money. We're in a crisis mode with the budget as it is, and to put out $50,000 for a survey, I just can't see it. So I'm not going to sponsor this resolution. Thank you.
Any others? Tom?
I wouldn't support it either for the simple fact that I've already received several calls from people living on Switzer Hill. And I'm sure Greg has received the same calls. But we've invested millions of dollars, of state dollars, in the road system in Fonda here. Not only fixing 38, but rehabbing the corner, 38 and 5. And then another, I don't know how many millions of dollars on the railroad bridge to fix that, which is going to last another how many years. Right now, traffic is moving smoothly through Fonda, as you can visibly see out here on Route 30. Okay, there's not a backup of traffic, so I cannot see disturbing another area, which would bring that bridge across the river and probably up Switzer Hill, which would be the main focus of diverting the traffic there. I just can't see it. I can't see it spending that kind of money that it would take to build this project when we've just invested millions of dollars in this area for the traffic to move through here smoothly. So I'm not going to support it. I'm not going to ever vote for it, and I'm against it.
John?
Okay, I guess I'm going to have to agree with both Supervisor Raskowski and Supervisor Lemeza. When we divert traffic to take it around our municipalities, I understand within reason that yeah, there's traffic. The summer was horrible because of the construction. The construction's done. The improvements that were made to the intersections of 5 and 38 have helped to alleviate some of the traffic congestion. You divert this traffic, what it's doing is creating opportunity for economic development for Fulton County. We currently have 2 truck stops that these trucks go drive by to get to Fulton County. Well, if you create a bypass, you might just see them bypassing and creating a new truck stop in Fulton County. We all know we realize quite a bit of revenue from the truck stops through the sale of fuel. So I agree, I can't support this. If Fulton County, as they have said in the newspaper, that they're willing to foot the bill, fine, go to town. But I don't see where it benefits Montgomery County one bit to do this. So I won't support it. Thank you.
Well, I agree with John. I won't support it. I'm not in the committee. I would suggest that you just don't move it. Don't send it to the board. Get rid of it. Ditch it.
Tom?
Before somebody blurts out tabling it, I'm going to remove my sponsorship. Huh? That's what I'm saying, I'm going to remove my sponsorship, and that kills it unless somebody's I must be a lone person. But this,
What do I do?
he pulled his sponsorship.
He pulls it, nobody picks it up.
Yes, somebody wants to pick it up
Anybody
and
wanna
stay.
Yeah, I'll pick it up for a minute. It says preliminary design report. It didn't look like construction, all right? Sometimes, you know, we're partners with Fulton County in the college. Sometimes you have to work together. We're looking long-term down the road when we look at solid waste and we look to the north and we say we're looking for a partnership, you know, and then, you know, and we look at economic development, we were looking to do something jointly, you know? I guess I just see it differently, so I would have supported it. But I'll remove my sponsorship now.
That's it. That's it. That's hysterical.
Nobody's picking it up? Remove
Well,
that.
if you want to put it for, well,
You was funny. You
I'm
weren't even
on
on.
the committee.
You weren't even on the committee.
Okay, we have,
Wait till last.
Mr. Stagliano.
I went to the regular meeting.
yeah, we have a resolution for Montgomery County Solid Waste Management Plan to be the Department of Economic and Development and Planning. I sponsored it. Do I have a second? Tom? Dr. Bush? Any discussion?
Yeah, what is this plan that we're developing?
Ken, you want to get up and talk on this? Please.
Just let me explain where this came from, so you guys are all aware. I believe it was the August committee meeting, I think, when former Chairman Walters that we had discussed solid waste and what to do with MOSA. At the time, I think we had done a straw vote, and I believe it was at either a committee of the whole meeting or just one of the committees. I think we all went around, and I think the former chairman wanted to see where the board kind of stood with regards to MOSA going forward with it. After it sunsets or going in a different direction. I think the purpose at the time was that everybody wanted to kind of do away with, or not go with MOSA after it sunsetted. And with that in mind, Chairman Walters asked that we put up this resolution. So this resolution was initiated through former Chairman Walters, and that's why it's before you today. I will preface this though too, because I did talk to Supervisor Allen today. He did come to the office and he asked what I thought about it. It's before you guys. I will tell you straight up that neither Doug nor I have ever written a solid waste management plan. I believe that we potentially could do about 80% of it, but there's a lot of technical stuff in there that, you know, we would have to probably contract with, you know, individuals or a firm with regards to getting the rest of it done. I mean, we'll do what you guys want us to do. If you guys contract it out, that's fine. That's fine with us too. But that's the origination of it, and that's why it's here before you guys.
Ron?
Yeah, let me ask you a question. Ken, you're talking about contracting out. We must, let me ask the chairman here, you're on that. There must be money from MOSA that they would allocate if we had to. I mean, is this going to be a joint venture or is this going to be just Montgomery County?
Well,
I'm sorry,
if you do this, it's just Montgomery
just
County.
Montgomery County. Right. But don't we have something? It's all well and good. We've been drawing these plans up for the last 23 years. We've gone out and we've talked to everybody under the sun now. What's the proposal coming out of MOSA as to what they're looking to do and what plan do they have? Do you have any idea, John, or is it just speculation right now?
Well,
Excuse me, Chair. I'm just
okay. I don't want to take over this meeting, but when this came up last time and the straw vote was made, I understand that there's two different seats that I'm sitting in, so to me it's very delicate. But I think that if you're going to go through this process, it does behoove you to sit down and talk with MOSA. Because here's what I'm looking at. 2008, MOSA cost us $1.8 million, and we were paying $106 a ton to get rid of our waste. 2012, your waste is costing you $66 a ton to get rid of, and you're probably, at the end of the year, going to wind up paying them $100,000. for the shortfall of the post-closure. So have we made progress at MOSA? I would say yes, just by looking at the numbers. But you had a 25-year agreement. If it were me, somebody throws a 25-year agreement at me, not only would I walk away from it, I'd run away from it. But I think you really need to consider maybe a 10-year agreement or a 7-year agreement, something shorter period duration where you can kind of track what the economy is doing. You see what's happening with the economy. Things are going down. Well, guess what? Things are going down in the waste industry as well. The same airspace that 4 years ago that we were having to pay $25 a ton to get into, now we can get into for 12 and 15 because of the economy. So really you limit your options when you lock yourself in for such a long period of time. So long story short, I understand your desire to do this, and really you should look at that option, but I think you also need to sit down with MOSA, let them come in and tell you what their plans are post-2014. I can tell you right now that the discussion that's being had is if MOSA continues after 2014, we are doing everything possible to ensure that there is absolutely no sort of a gap shortfall, period. You operate on your business, on what you're bringing in, what you can get rid of, instead of having to go back and say, here's your bill, we've been irresponsible, pay the bill. That's not the way we're looking to operate. So I think you should at least include MOSA into part of this to decide which direction you want to go.
If we were to disband, let me elaborate on it. If we were to disband, first of all, we have no more debt service. That's been depleted. We no longer have debt service.
That's correct.
I sort of agree with you in a way. I really don't want to prolong it. I don't want to say I want to stay with MOSA, but I think that we have less than a year and a half to get an agreement here together and then pursue it. Now you have to get the state to agree to it, 3 counties, and the MOSA body itself. It seems like the state is an easy thing to get because they don't give a damn about any of it. This county especially, it seems that way because the way they threw us under the bus for all the years, and I know I negotiated a lot of this stuff years ago with DEC and the state of New York, and they had promised us the world, and guess what? I don't want to say what, but it's a shame. But what I'm saying is, there's money in MOSA right now. It's not a big shortfall, but it's a kingdom over there too. It's a castle that maybe, I know we've been downsizing little by little, but I think that castle needs to be downsized more. And then maybe you can add a 2-year agreement until if we can't get something to go right now. If we don't have an agreement here, let's not rush like they did before and take the 3 counties and look at what we got into, a 25-year plan that's cost us nothing but, well, it's put a lot of gray hair on my head. And my brother prior to this was one of the ones that brought it all about. And here we are in a 25-year agreement. I still think that, and I know everybody wants to get out of this as quick as possible, but I would tread lightly because we have things that we have to protect. We have the only 2 landfills that have ever been used. And if we can keep going, fine, but I still like to look at reclamation. I'm talking about our own landfills. Can we pursue that and keep all this stuff here? I don't know. What are the avenues? Are we pursuing it all this way? I know we're giving it to economic development, and I don't think they're going to economically develop this the way I'm looking at it. I think we need to take a look at reclamation. I think there's other aspects that we have to take a look at. And I'll tell you, we don't have long to move with it, and that's the only bad thing. We've sat on our tail for so long, and every time somebody brought up something, we talked it over, but nobody's done a thing. And I think now, if push comes to shove, we better be going in the right direction right now. Thanks, Chair.
Al?
I was falling asleep.
In
my opinion, and I know that doesn't carry a whole lot of weight around here, but if Otsego County gets out of MOSA, I think we better hightail it. This is long overdue. We should do what we can do with our planning department, hire somebody else to do the expertise that's required to do it, and get off on our own. In a two-county MOSA, there's no future for us, I'll tell you right now. You lose your vote, you lose your representation, you lose everything. Just my thoughts.
Anybody else?
I agree.
I agree.
I agree.
I agree.
Wishes of the committee.
Move it. Move it.
I'm not on the committee.
I abstain.
Then why are you talking?
Move it. Brian, you want to move it?
Oh, yeah, move it.
Jeff? Greg?
I'd move it to the full board for discussion.
Don? John?
Heed my warnings. Move it.
Okay. Anything other under other?
Motion adjourned.
Do I have a second? Ron and Rick. Adjourned.
You're on this, you're on the
No, I'm
phone.